on, fellow junkies? Horror Junkies 509, Kyle 13th coming at you again today, you guys, and I hope you're all out there having an absolute killer day, you guys. It's Friday. It's the end of the week. Let's freaking undo our collars. Let's relax. Let's just get ready to enjoy our time because it's the weekend, you guys. It's been a long week for me, you guys, so I'm really ready to enjoy this weekend. I hope you guys are, whether you're done with work for the week, whether you're done with school for the week, undo your collar, get ready to relax, get in your comfy clothes, do what you're going to do, and enjoy the weekend. And, what am I coming at you with today? I'm going to be doing another horror haul. This is going to be horror haul number 45, actually. I got quite a stack of movies to go through, you guys. I got a lot of great titles and a lot of fun stuff I really want to cover in this. But like always, I'm going to go over all my horror titles. I'll go over some non-horror titles, and I'm also going to go over some stuff that I just recently got. This isn't just going to be physical media horror haul anymore. I'm going to kind of introduce, everything I bought recently. I don't have a crazy amount or anything like that, but, I do have a lot of movies, but, stuff outside of that. Anyway, you guys, as we're going through this, make sure you let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite movie that I got in this horror haul this time around, or maybe your favorite thing overall. What if it's a figure? What if it's something that's non-horror? Put it down in the comments. What is your favorite thing? Whew. Just a lot of talking. A lot of energy, but that's what you get with Horror Junkies 509. All right, you guys, so you will see some different stuff in this horror haul. I think I've been holding on to this since before Christmas, before Halloween last year, but I've been getting a lot of new slashers, trying to fill up the gaps in my slasher collection. And then, just, trying to get newer movies, not only doing updates of older movies and stuff like that. So, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get right into this, and you guys hopefully will let me know what you think down in the comments. All right. So getting right into this, you guys, you already know that I keep everything alphabetized because I'm a little bit of a psycho. It's funny because me and Angelina, this first title, we just watched this last night for the first time, and I really enjoyed it. I was not sure how I was going to like this movie. Looking at reviews, looking at, other fan opinions and stuff like that. But that is Blood Tracks, and I was really happy to finally get this movie because it was one of the long-lost slashers that didn't have a release. I have, it's on, streaming and stuff like that. And but I mean, I always want to own it. That is my thing as a horror collector. I always want to own this movie. But this is kind of a snowy landscape slasher movie where a band's trying to go up in the mountains and film a music video. They kind of get trapped by some avalanches and stuff like that. But there happens to be kind of like a almost wrong turn style family living in this warehouse, and they just start picking them off one by one. It is kind of cool. That's like a hair metal band, and so that was kind of enjoyable. And the song that they're playing for the music video is called Blood Tracks, so it is reminiscent of the title. But I thought it was enjoyable. Not a high-rated slasher movie, but I think it was definitely worth the watch, and I really enjoyed it. So that's Blood Tracks. All right, you guys, coming up next is a big one. I've been waiting for this one for a long time. I absolutely love this movie, and I was wanting to get it on Blu-ray, 4K, whatever the case is, and I finally got it this is my very first Second Sight film. That's another boutique label. These guys are a little bit more expensive, but they actually put a lot of work into their releases, and so I got the original George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead, you guys. I absolutely love Dawn of the Dead. I have a poster of Dawn of the Dead. If you guys missed my room tour, make sure you check that out. Where I got, most of the stars to sign it. I didn't get George A. Romero's, but, still, I'm a big fan of the original Dawn of the Dead. I'm a fan of the remake of it as well, but the original is always a big one. And so this is the release from Second Sight. So this is a big, thick copy. They even have a bigger one, but that thing is absolutely super expensive. I was not going to be able to afford it, and it was already out of print. So take the expensive price and then double it, and that's kind of what you're paying for. So I was able to get this one for, as close to retail price as possible. But now I got Dawn of the Dead, the original, on 4K. I think it's got Blu-rays on it. It's got a bunch of stuff in here, and it's just chock-packed full of features. And you guys know I love my special features. I really don't think I need to talk much about the original Dawn of the Dead. If you're a horror fan and you like the older films, you've definitely seen it, and you've probably seen it multiple times, and you probably even like it. Maybe love it. All right, next up is a complete blind buy. I don't think this is a slasher movie or anything like this, but it was just kind of a complete blind buy from one of my favorite boutique labels, and that's Vinegar Syndrome. If you guys haven't noticed, I do like all the boutique labels, but I just feel like Vinegar Syndrome speaks my language a little bit more. And this is The Devil Times 5. And so this is actually another snowy landscape movie where these kids, I guess they're not really escaped mental like convicts or anything like that, but they happen to their bus ends up crashing. They're trying to transport them elsewhere, and then so they escape out of the van, and then they go killing the people that are close to them in this cabin. And so kind of an interesting movie. It is really weird. All the kids are kind of weird. They have their own little quirks and stuff like that, and then just kind of start picking these people off one by one. Yeah, so Devil Times 5. I never heard of it until I watched it, but I've seen it once. Me and Angelina enjoyed it. I don't think it's going to be a movie we watch a lot, but Devil Times 5, I think it's worth it. I do believe it's on streaming, but I don't quite remember which one it's on. It's probably on Tubi because Tubi has everything. But Devil Times 5, it also is a Vinegar Syndrome release. All right, coming up next, this was a little bit of a blind buy, but I heard so many good things about this movie that I just really couldn't have. I didn't want to leave it behind, and so this is also a Vinegar Syndrome release. This is H.P. Lovecraft's From Beyond, and so I believe it was on the podcast, The Horror Squad, that they were talking so highly about this movie. I believe they were talking about. They had a podcast where they were talking about movies that I believe. Who's the director? Stuart Gordon, that's right. They did a kind of retrospective of Stuart Gordon movies, and they talked so highly about this movie, and I'd never seen it. You know, it's a little bit has a lot of the same people in it from Reanimator and stuff like that, so it really kind of has that same feel. But a really good movie, not exactly what my style, but I still enjoyed it way more than I was expecting. But you know, From Beyond, a really kind of sci-fi movie where they're trying to deal with alternate dimensions and stuff like that, and they start bringing them into their own world. Give me a little bit of grace because I've only seen it one time. But still, I think this will be something I watch again. All right. Next up, you guys, I finally got this upgrade. And so this is for the movie Funeral Home. I'm probably not going to say too much about this because I have not seen this in a really long time. But I had this on DVD, almost like a bootleg version of this movie for so long. And so Scream Factory finally released this on it's just a special edition Blu-ray. It's not one of their big fancy box sets. This is just kind of more their plain Jane versions. Doesn't have a ton of features or anything like that. It's got them there, but when they do their big releases, it's not just chock full. But Funeral Home, look excited to rewatch it. It's been a long time. All right, you guys. So this was another long lost slasher that just recently got a release, and I was so excited about it because this is one of those ones I've never seen, and I wanted to wait till I owned it to watch it. And I have a couple other YouTube friends that have talked about this movie before because they've seen it, and I finally watched it. I did enjoy it. I definitely will need to watch it again, to really gain a lot more appreciation for it. And that is The Ghost Dance. Kind of a really interesting Native American slasher movie. It's kind of it's almost like a mythical story, and then the mythical being kind of comes back and starts killing people off. But I really did enjoy it. I mean, I thought it was kind of a cool aesthetic, being that kind of that Native American story. I don't feel like we have a lot of Native American horror movies, especially slasher movies or anything like that. But I think this was definitely worth the watch. I'm definitely glad to own it and definitely be able to cross that off on my 80s slasher buy list. And so I got it. And yes, you're probably asking, Kyle, are you just going to buy movies even if they're good, bad, or the other, if they're on your slasher list? My answer to you on that one is yes. Because I want to, will there ever be an opportunity where I can have every single 80s slasher? I don't know, but I'm going to give it my best shot. I love 80s slashers. I love bad 80s slashers. I love good 80s slashers. And there's some of them that are just so bad that I can't even watch them. And I think there's one of them in this update. Don't quote me on it. And if it's not, I will try to remember to talk about it at the end. But there's one that I've watched and I will never, ever watch it again. So next up, me and Angelina really enjoy these movies. It's the Godzilla vs. Kong, The New Empire. I'm really enjoying this new resurgence of the Godzilla and the Kong stories, new updated versions. I know it's probably not everyone's cup of tea, but I find them extremely entertaining. I really do enjoy Godzilla, and I really enjoy Kong. This house is more of a Godzilla family, but you know what? we still like it. We liked Godzilla's metal arm in this movie, but can't go wrong. Newer film, but glad to add it. All right, next up is another Vinegar Syndrome. You guys are going to probably get pretty used to hearing that. But this is actually a Spanish film, and it doesn't have any way for me to turn it to English. So you can do English subtitles or you can just watch it. I decided to watch it because I'm trying to learn Spanish a little bit. Like I'm 150 some odd days on Duolingo. And so I'm able to follow conversations a lot better than I normally could. So I decided to go not watch it with subtitles. I just wanted to watch it. And I followed what was going on relatively well enough. And I always can ask Angelina exactly what they're saying or what's going on in times. But, for the most part, I didn't have too much trouble. And that is Hell's Trap. And so this is a little bit kind of a weird way knockoff of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Like this guy has a glove full of blades and stuff like that. But he's not like a dream or anything like that. He's actually just a person in the jungle just run around killing people. And he happens to have like this claw hand. He wears this mask, which is kind of weird. But yeah, just so you guys know, this is a Spanish film. It is normally Trampa Infernal. So I'd try Trampa Infernal. You didn't come here for my reading, I hope. But yeah, I still thought it was a good, fun slasher. Good kills in it. And, just another slasher marked off the list. Really happy to have this, be able to get opportunities at these movies now. All right, next up, I have not watched this movie yet. I was hoping to watch it last night, but we ended up watching Blood Tracks instead. But that is Hallow's Gate. This is actually my first TerrorVision release. I was trying to remember the website. So it's another boutique label. I'm just new to it. I have not bought any titles from it before. So I ended up getting their Hallow's Gate, and this is actually out of stock, or it's out of stock, out of print currently, so it's really kind of hard to get. But, as soon as I heard there's another Halloween slasher movie, it doesn't have the greatest reviews by fans or, fellow horror fans, but I still want to watch it. I think it has a really cool story sound. Like, it really has some similarities to Fade to Black. And, he's dressing up as different characters and then killing them. I guess that's kind of like Terror Train as well. But, I'm excited to watch it. I have not had a chance to yet. But Hallow's Gate, it's a Halloween slasher. But this cover looks really weird with this lady on it. So, I don't know. It might be really goofy. TerrorVision also has American Nightmare, which is another slasher I've been missing for a long time. So I'm looking at getting that at some point. And, yeah, when I can anyway. All right. So next up, we got a slasher movie from the Umbrella Company. This movie I've not watched yet. I have seen clips of it, and so I know it is super, 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 super low budget, shot on video, garbage, and so that's the reason why I haven't watched it. But surprisingly, like on IMDb, it has a decent review. I'm saying like a decent as a 4 out of 10. To me, a rating of 4 out of 10 is still a watchable movie to me. But anything below that kind of gets me a little bit concerned. But to see this actually has a 4-star rating, or at least close to it, and that's Houseboat Horror. So if you guys have seen this, let me know what you guys think about it. I'm really kind of curious. I'm wondering when I'm going to watch it. Obviously, I want it in the collection because it is an 80s slasher movie. But like I said, it has me nervous because whenever I see really, really low budget stuff, it makes me kind of nervous, even though it should only intrigue me more. But I don't know. Houseboat Horror. Here's the inside cover. I'm kind of intrigued, and I think it sounds like it has a kind of a neat premise. But I'm just worried about it. Don't ask me why I'm worried. I just am. But let me know what you guys think of it, because I'd be seriously interested to know that. All right, you guys. So next up, more Vinegar Syndrome happiness. Would you guys believe it? Actually, this is not Vinegar Syndrome. It's the Geyser video. But it comes from, I got it from the Vinegar Syndrome website because they have other boutique labels that you can order from. And that is Iced. And this is a horror movie I've been waiting for a long time. Kind of another ski resort, type slasher movie. This is actually more of a supernatural version of it, from what I picked up when I did watch it. I've only watched it once. I did enjoy it. Good kills, kind of a good storyline, and I love the scenery, like of all the snow and stuff like that. And on the back here, it's got a snowman written in blood. Jeff was here. And so that was really, it's really kind of a fun movie. I think me and Angelina both really did enjoy this one as well. But, you know, we always kind of, you got to take a lot of these movies with a grain of salt. You know, you're not going to watch this movie and get like The Shining or something like that. You guys can't go into it with that kind of expectation, or you're going to hate it. You know, it is what it is. But Ice, I think it was a good time. I think I liked it better than Shredder. Now, it's been a little while since I've seen Shredder, but I mean, I own it and I've seen it, but I feel like Ice was just a little bit better, and I'd probably watch it over Shredder any day. But who knows? All right, you guys, so I do have a new film. I've watched this movie twice now. The first time I actually did not like this at all. It could not keep my attention whatsoever. It is kind of a new concept for films, but, you know, I'm glad they finally did it. And then just recently, while we went to the casino for the weekend, and I don't really gamble or anything like that. So usually when Angelina's gambling, I'm watching movies on my phone, and I decided to rewatch this movie, and I absolutely love this movie now. Like, I really thought it was, you know, a lot better than I thought it was the second time around. I still don't like the ending. I think the ending takes what the movie's trying to do and turns it on its head, and it's not executed well, and I don't enjoy it because I'd rather them stick with the original idea of the movie. And so what I'm talking about is In a Violent Nature. I really did enjoy this movie. Great kills. I enjoy the character of, you know, the killer, you know, because we're pretty much following him throughout the entire movie. We're not really following the kids that much. Yes, you get time with them, but, you know, for the most part, you're following the killer. But at the end, you're completely just following the survivor, and she gets picked up by somebody, and, like, it's just a really weird car ride. And, like, I'm always kind of hoping the whole entire time that, you know, the killer's going to come back and get him, but it doesn't really happen. Spoiler alert, kind of. But honestly, like, I feel like they should have just stuck with, you know, following the killer and not them at the end. And so that was the kind of part that really kind of ruined it. And the ending just was too long. It was way longer than it needed to be. But I still hold this movie in high regards, and I'd be excited to see what else they do with that. In a Violent Nature, I recommend it, but it's also one of those watch your own risks, because, like I said, I love them following the killer. But, you know, once they stop doing that, it's like, okay, then what are we doing here? You know, let's stick to an idea. But, you know, like I said, I like it. I liked it even better than I did the first time. All right, you guys, and this is a movie I'm actually watching in between filming, because I started it, and then so I watched a good chunk of it, and then now I'm filming, and now after that, I will go, once I'm done with this video, I will go back and watch it some more. And that's In Search of Darkness from 1990 to 1994. The journey of iconic 90s horror movies. So if you guys have not seen any of these documentaries yet, they really just it's a great opportunity to go through all the horror movies, you know, at least, not every single one of them, but a good chunk. They have 3 versions of it that go through the 80s. This is going to start going through the 90s. They got a second part coming out. And I really hope that even after that, they're going to go through the 70s and stuff like that. It's just a really good documentary about horror. 80s horror, 90s horror, and, you know, it's just a really good retrospective. And I'm always looking for new horror movies that I don't know about, or an opportunity to look at, hear fans talk about these horror movies, because, you know, I don't always want to be like, oh, it's crap. I want to hear why some horror fans love certain movies, because I might be able to like that movie the same reason for them as them. So this is a really good, fun way to find new horror movies, and maybe find something that you maybe thought wasn't for you, but after you hear about someone talk about it, it might be something just for you. So that's In Search of Darkness, you guys. If you have not gotten into these documentaries, I highly recommend them. They kind of come in and out of stock with them, and sometimes you can buy them, sometimes you can't. They try to be really weird about it, so if you just order them when you at the first opportunity, you'll be able to get them. But I know all the 80s ones are still relatively easy and available. The 90s one, I know they had a flash sale not too long ago, and that's when I was able to get mine. But I don't know if it's still up for sale yet, but I think they will bring it back, and they also might bring out different editions. So hold tight if you guys have not got it yet. It's not your last chance just yet. All right, so moving on. This next one is a movie I got in the mail today. Like, I got home from work, and there it was on the couch just waiting for me. And so this is another Friday the 13th fan film, and it is Never Hike Alone 2. And so this goes along with Never Hike Alone 1 and Never Hike in the Snow. And so these are Jason movies. This is what referred to as the Ghost Jason. He's got that all-white mask. If you guys have seen me or in the from the past, you guys have heard me talk about the other ones. I think these movies are absolutely great. They do have some great returning cast. They got Tom Matthews returning as Tommy Jarvis. They got the sheriff's deputy returning from Friday the 13th Part 6, Rick Cologne, it says. Let's see here. And then, yeah, those are the returners. So big. I think it's really cool that Tom Matthews is coming back in these and reprising his role as Tommy Jarvis. But if you guys have not checked them out, I think they are on YouTube. Never Hike Alone, Never Hike Alone 2, as well as Never Hike in the Snow. So if you guys have not checked these out and you're a Friday 13th fan, I know fan films aren't for everybody, but if you are wanting some Jason and nothing's fulfilling your needs, check them out. It's worth it. But like I said, they're not for everybody. Next up, I had to get this one. This is actually a long time out of print movie, so I was really surprised that I was able to get it for such a good deal. I really wanted this movie because Kane Hodder does stunts in it, so you don't actually see Kane Hodder in the movie at all, but I heard him talk about so much about this movie, talk about the stunts, talk about some stuff, and it really intrigued me to want to watch it. Also, Viggo Mortensen's in this movie, the guy who plays Aragorn from Lord of the Rings, so I can't really hate on that. And that is, this is the Scream Factory release of Prison. I was really hoping that this was going to get a new re-release at some point because this has been out of print for so long. But, I just did one of those days where I was bored looking around on eBay, and I was like, you know what? Let's just look for it. I found it for a really good price, which was surprising with the slipcover and everything. And so, I don't know. I had to get it, and me and Angelina have watched it, and I really do enjoy this movie. I like prison movies. I love Shawshank Redemption. This was absolutely amazing. I know we just watched another one. I can't remember what it was, but I don't know. I like movies that take place in prison, even Human Centipede 3. It's not a good movie, but I don't know. Prison movies always intrigued me, and I was happy to kind of get this and get to see all the stunts that Kane was talking about and all the different stuff that he's done for this movie. He played the corpse part when it raises from the ground, and he had like worms in his mouth. So he's talked about that a lot on his podcast and other times that he does documentaries and stuff. So just kind of like a cool add-on for Kane Hodder's legacy here. So I'm a big fan of Kane Hodder. What can I say? All right, you guys. And so with this next title, getting the news that we got that Saw 11 is canceled, I'm kind of weirded out by that. I wonder how long that's going to reign true, if that's going to change, or, are we done with Saw? But I had to go ahead and add Saw X to my collection. I had not had this previously, but glad to add it to it. I really did enjoy this movie when I first watched it. We only watched it one time so far, but Saw X, I think it was definitely worth a watch and highly enjoyable. It's obviously not a continuation. This is a prequel. I don't think in any way, shape, or form that's a spoiler, but Saw still has some legs to it, I would say. I don't think that franchise is over. All right. All right, keep on rocking and rolling, you guys. So I did get an upgrade to the 4K for one of my favorite slasher movies, favorite Christmas slasher movies, and that's Silent Night, Deadly Night. I did get this for Christmas. I know I had the Blu-ray already, but I really wanted the 4K. And my Blu-ray kind of got the slipcover kind of got chewed on by my one of our dogs, and so I really was trying to get a new slipcover. But I was looking at slipcovers on Amazon or eBay, and buying one of those slipcovers would have been the same price as getting this version. So what the heck? I went ahead and got the 4K Blu-ray version of Silent Night, Deadly Night, the original, which is seriously one of my favorite Christmas slashers of all time. And so whenever I talk Christmas horror, I always talk about the original Silent Night, Deadly Night. All right, these next three movies, you guys, I was so happy to finally get these. These have been out of print for a little while, except for the first one. But I wanted the whole set, and I couldn't wait to finally get these, and I'm glad I finally did. And that is going to be the Sleepaway Camp franchise. So we went ahead and got Sleepaway Camp 1. I didn't get any slipcovers, but I got all the Blu-rays, you guys, and so I'm really happy about that. I'm really excited to watch the special features on this because listening to Felissa on her podcast, Casualty Fridays, I've been listening to them a lot. She was talking about the special features and documentary stuff that they have on these, and so really excited to watch those. And I was just glad to finally get these because I've had them on DVD forever, and it sounds like they're not going to ever get a 4K releases or maybe another Blu-ray release. I know they've got a new Blu-ray release, but it was just bare bones. It's pretty much just the movie, and I got to have the special features, so I got Sleepaway Camp 2 as well. Uh, I don't know. I always think it would be kind of interesting to see Felissa remake 2 and 3 with herself as Angela. I love Pamela Springsteen. I think she did a great job, but it's weird to find out that she doesn't think very highly of Sleepaway Camp. Like if you ask her about it, I guess she doesn't want to talk about it. Obviously, I don't know what the story is, but this is just stuff I've heard. And so we also got Sleepaway Camp 3. I will still kind of keep my eye out for getting the slipcovers, but I have a feeling it's going to be not worth the money. So, Sleepaway Camp. I'm an absolute fan of Sleepaway Camp. I love all of them. Angelina's a big fan of Sleepaway Camp as well. And so, we're going to keep this thing alive. I'm really hoping that even Return to Sleepaway Camp gets a Blu-ray at some point. Maybe even a 4K once we get there. But I have a feeling the original will definitely get a 4K, but 2 and 3, it's all up in the air. It's a toss up. All right, one of the newer movies. I guess it's not that new anymore because I've been waiting so long on this video. But Talk to Me. I really did enjoy this movie. I really enjoyed the concept of it, and I loved the whole getting how they get possessed and stuff like that, and they invite the dead into their bodies. Something I would not do in any way, shape, or form. But I really loved the way this movie was executed. I don't know if they're going to make a sequel to this, but I'd be kind of interested to see where else they take this. I feel like if Smile can get a sequel, I feel like this one can get a sequel. I personally thought this one was better than Smile, but I can't hate on it. Like I appreciate that horror is getting more releases. That's just the main thing right there. All right, you guys. And next up is the biggest release of anything in forever because this franchise is going out absolutely crazy. I enjoy it. I don't like it as much as some of the other horror fans, but I want you guys to know I do have love for it. Do I like other things more than this? Absolutely. But this franchise is a little bit weird for me, and that's going to be Terrifier 3. I know this is the biggest thing in horror right now, and I appreciate it. But I really don't think it's as good as, a lot of people are saying. I don't have, a ton of bad things. Like, I love the first one. I think the first one is its peak, and the second one just got a little bit way too wonky for me, and it just kind of went absolutely crazy. This, honestly, was a lot better than the second one for me, in my personal opinion. I like part 3 better, even though, even at the end, again, it starts getting with the crazy wonky stuff. I really am weirded out to see where this might go, especially in this next one. I think Angelina's done with this franchise. I'm going to have to be watching these by myself from here on out. But, at least she's honest. I don't want to keep making her watch something she's not interested in. But Terrifier 3, I liked it. I think it was a step in the right direction from after part 2. Just too much overly done campy stuff. And, I'm not saying anything about the gore because I love gore. I will watch gore all day long and not have an issue with it. But the whole magical sword stuff and, bringing people back to life from the dead, it's just a little bit too much. But I'm excited to, ride this franchise till the end and see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. I've been kind of back and forth with the Terrifier franchise. Like I said, I recently rewatched the first one, and it keeps me there. I absolutely love that movie. And part 2, man, it's got a lot of good stuff in it, but it just got a little bit too wacky, a little bit too long for me. But part 3 was nice, breath of fresh air. All right, and so this is another upgrade for me. I went ahead and got the 4K Steelbook. I'm not much of a Steelbook guy, but this is a movie I really want to support because I really, really enjoy it, and I can't wait to see more sequels and see where this franchise goes, and that is Thanksgiving. I absolutely cannot wait for the next one, and I can't wait to see what we do with it. This movie, I think, was a phenomenal knockout, and I enjoyed it so very much. I think it was so well done. And it's a concept that could have gone really, really bad, really, really fast, but they didn't. They just did a really great job, and I'm really excited to see what Eli Roth will bring us next for Thanksgiving 2. Ready. All right, you guys. So I don't think I have to say too much about this. I am a huge fan of the video game series The Last of Us. And you guys saw in my room tour, I have a couple figure packs that I'm looking at, maybe reviewing on my channel. But you know what? I went ahead and got the 4K version of the Season 1. I'm getting ready for April 13th when we're going to get the premiere of Season 2. Yeah, the changes they made for the show is fine because I know that no matter what, it's not going to ruin the game. As long as it never ruins the game, the show can kind of stand on its own. I did enjoy what they did with it. The more I watch this, the less I like it, but I think I still overall am still happy with this season. I feel like this needed to be longer, but not like an extra season. Like I don't think it could have facilitated an extra season, but maybe like a few more episodes longer just to kind of stretch this out. I think they really cut this a little bit too short. And some of the changes I'm okay with, but like I said, I'm just glad it's for the show and isn't really messing with the game. I do love Pedro Pascal as Joel. I am warming up to Bella Ramsey as Ellie, but I still feel like we could have gotten someone. I guess if you only want to go for looks, it's a complete miss. But I feel like Bella acts well enough as Ellie. But it's just kind of a weird thing. But I still enjoy it, and I'm excited to see where they take it. All right, another upgrade for me, and this was obviously around Christmas time. This was another out of print one that I just randomly was like, you know what, let's just check it out on eBay, and it was something that was completely affordable, and I was completely shocked. And that was an upgrade of To All a Good Night. This is actually a Scorpion releasing, and this has been out of print for quite a while. I was always hoping that this was going to get another re-release by Vinegar Syndrome, so now that I bought it, it's probably going to be prime for it, maybe. But To All a Good Night, it is a Christmas slasher movie that kind of takes place in more of a desert landscape. It's really not, they don't have like any snow or anything like that, but they do try to have a Christmassy feel with lights. They do have a Santa killer and stuff like that, but for the most part, you're like almost in like a desert California landscape. But I still enjoy the movie. I think it's highly recommendable as an 80s slasher. All right, you guys, now for the big update. This is one of the big dogs, and I've been excited about this for quite a while. I got the 4K releasing from Synapse, and that is for Trick or Treat. This is that awesome hair metal, rock and roll, satanic movie from the 80s that I absolutely just love. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but this movie is so great. Trying to remember. So if you know Ragman, if you know what was the musician's name? Sammy Kerr. The music in this is absolutely amazing. Ozzy Osbourne has a small part in it, as well as Gene Simmons plays the radio DJ. Super cool, heavy metal, hard rock, horror movie. It's not a slasher or anything like that, really. I mean, you can kind of see it as a supernatural slasher, but I mean, it just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of a really great time, and I highly recommend it if you guys have not checked this out. And I'm so happy that this finally got the release that it deserves. Obviously, it's still sealed. I haven't been able to watch it yet, but, I have watched this movie so many times. I know it front to back really, really well. And Trick or Treat, man, it is a treat. Such a cool release. All right, next up is another upgrade. I didn't probably need this one as much, but, since Arrow did such a really great job, I had to get Trick or Treat, with Sam. What can I say about this movie that I've not already said a billion times, you guys? I want a sequel. I really want to see something more with Sam. I'm getting tired of waiting. But in the meantime, I will keep upgrading this movie. I want more special features. I want more behind the scenes stuff. And I'm always hoping there's all right, you guys, Trick or Treat 2 is coming. Showing the love. I know everybody is. Everyone's buying this stuff from Spirit. Everyone's probably buying these movies, Blu-ray, DVD, now 4K, whatever the case is. I don't even think this. Yeah, this is a 4K. We're showing our appreciation and how much we still want more from this franchise. So we're ready for a sequel. It's time. Let's do it. Let's get it going. All right, you guys. So the last horror Blu-ray is another Friday 13th fan film, and that is Vengeance 2 Bloodlines. So you probably did see me unbox this earlier on in the last couple of months. But yeah, I am a huge fan of the Vengeance 1, and Vengeance 2 is no slouch either. Pretty much sequels to Part 6. And so this is Part 6.1 was the first one. Now Part 6.2 is Vengeance Part 2, you guys. It's got CJ Graham in it playing Jason's dad. And we also have Jason Brooks playing Jason in this. I've met him at Crypticon, and he was absolutely amazing. So I will definitely keep supporting this movie. All right, guys. So before I get into the non-horror, I only have 2 non-horror titles. I want to show a couple figures that I bought this week, just because they are horror related. I finally got myself an Ultimate Jigsaw. I got this over at GameStop, and it's actually the Red Cloak version. I was really hoping to get the black cloak, but this is just one I found in the wild, and it, really comes with a lot of cool stuff. So I definitely was happy to nab that. And yeah, so this will be getting a review coming up very shortly, but definitely want to show that off. And then I finally got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the 50th anniversary new Leatherface figure. So this is the killer version, and so I'm still looking out for the Pretty Woman version. So they came out 2 of the figures of this. They came out this one and the one in his tuxedo and the Pretty Woman. This also comes with an interchangeable apron and the old woman head, so you're able to do both versions. So, this killer version and then the old woman version, and once you get the new figure, you'll be able to do the Pretty Woman. So those are a couple figures that I picked up, and so anybody that's not going to stick around for the last couple titles that are non-horror, I'm going to go ahead and sign you out. You guys can have a killer day, and we'll see you next time here at Horror Junkies 509. But if for everyone else who's going to stick around for these next couple of titles, just kind of had to keep up with all the new releases. So I did have to get Deadpool and Wolverine. Probably one of the best comic book movies we've had in a long time. I absolutely love it. I can watch this on a whim and multiple times if I want to. I was really happy to see Hugh Jackman come back as Wolverine, and just seeing Deadpool just at it again. Absolute good time. A lot of action, a lot of blood, a lot of gore, a lot of cussing, swearing. And then, of course, got an update at the Christmas time season. I went and got Elf on 4K. Me and Angelina love our Christmas movies, and Elf is one of those ones that's an every year watch. So had to get that updated, you guys. So that is my horror haul number 45, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to let me know down in the comments, what was your favorite thing that I picked up? Was it a movie? Was it one of the figures? Was it a horror movie? Was it a non-horror movie? Whatever it is, let me know down in the comments, and we're gonna see you guys at the next horror haul number 46. But in between then, of course, I got more videos coming. You guys know I got the Kandarian Dagger coming. I got the Jeepers Creepers axe, and I got the Trick or Treat Studios Michael Lost Boys mask. So that stuff, stay tuned, you guys. It's coming, and I just really wanted to get this stack of movies out of the way because it was getting a little bit too high in my room. If you guys didn't check out my room tour, check it out, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Share my videos, you guys. Share them with your friends. If you have fellow horror fans, fellow horror friends, share my channel, you guys. I've been growing for a long time. I've been doing this for almost 10 years, you guys, and I'm having an absolute blast. And I've been growing every single year, every single month, every single week. So, and I can't do without you guys. So you guys have an absolute killer day. This is Horror Junkies 509, Kyle 13th, signing out just until next time. And you guys already know it. I've been sentenced to life. I am a horror lifer. You guys have a killer day. Enjoy your weekend, you guys. I know I am. I plan on going and continuing watching In Search of Darkness. Probably going to get some chow. And that's going to be all she wrote for me. Stay bloody, my friends. Have a killer day. Until next time.